Okay, so when you're ready to take the 301 myfit assessment, what you're going to do is you're going to be given the link that looks kind of like this one up here to bring you to the 301 myfit assessment. And what you want to do is you want to just scroll down to the bottom, and you're going to see that there is a place to provide your logon information. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to log in here and begin the questionnaire. All right. Now the cool thing about this is there's so many things that we're trying to find out about you, and then of course the passions and gifts and things like that are the ones that are most vitally important. So in this particular section, what we're asking is, what are the things that you're passionate about? And there are a number of things here that you can choose as things that you're passionate about. But you only have to pick a few, and only the ones that are germane to yourself. So you're really being asked to select two or more, not all of them necessarily. What you would do is you would just simply just kind of go through some of these things that you consider to be passions of yours, and I'm kind of going through all the ones that are kind of germane to me. If any of you know me, you know that I'm a teacher. I'm an educator. I'm also passionate about men's ministry because I'm involved in guy wire and things like that. So this is something I'm going to check here for certain. It falls under the category of adults. So basically, I'm just kind of looking for the ones that are really important to me. And of course, that does not necessarily mean it doesn't necessarily mean that the other ones you don't care about. It's just we're looking for your strengths, the ones that you're really obviously passionate about. Once you're set with that section, you're just going to click over to the abilities one. And right here, you're going to see things that are rather similar. Okay, it's a similar setup. All right, it's all things that are things that you consider yourself to be passionate about. I'm an instructional designer. I do, believe it or not, I do instructional videos, and sometimes those things. And I'm also a carpenter. So, I might want to go through and pick some of these things that are germane to me as I'm going through. All right, just so you get some kind of an idea. I'm not going to go through every single one because this is a demonstration, but as you can imagine, there's quite a few things here to consider. There's a lot of categories here and a lot of different areas that you can show that you can contribute in and contribute to the kingdom and in ministry and so forth. All right, so I've done my abilities. Now I'm just going to click over to the last section, which would be the spiritual gifts. Now this one's a little bit different in that we want you to select all of the ones here now in a scale of 1 to 5, how you feel these particular questions satisfy you. All right, and so we're going to be looking at here. So praying for others that come to my attention is both a privilege and an honor. I consider that to be pretty close to being on the high end for me. I have skills with different kinds of tools. I would say that leans over on this side. Using and developing various ones of creative communications, drama, art, photography brings me great joy. I'm going to say that's kind of in the middle range for me. So what you're going to do with this particular section, okay, when you're identifying your gifts, is you want to select all of them. This is a really specific data aggregation inventory here that's really going to make some connections with what you're really strong in serving. All right, so you want to continue that, and we'll see what happens when we get to the end. Okay, so I just finished my last few questions, and I'm just about ready to open the results page and see how things have worked out with my inventory here. One thing I just is of a note is it's important that you complete all 95 questions, and that can seem kind of overwhelming, and it does take a few minutes. But the good thing is that it's a really, really good reflective exercise. I mean, it really gets you thinking truly about what your gifts are and what you're interested in, and put you into situations where you really got to think about what you would do, and what you've done in the past in terms of being confronted with these situations where you maybe have a gift being called, and where you can actually implement it. So it does take a few minutes, but take your time. I think it's worth it, and it's good. Just a really great opportunity to just kind of think things through and pray about it. Which what it is that you're gifted for. And then a little note too is that it does ask that you complete all 95 questions. So if for some reason you miss one, and actually I have done that, the good thing is that you can just basically scroll back, okay, and the question that you've missed will be highlighted in pink. All right, so all you have to do is you don't have to go through every single one of them. You just kind of scan quickly, and you'll be able to find that question or questions that you missed, or maybe you decided to, to answer it at the end or something. But the ones that haven't been completed will be recognized in that pink band, and you'll know right away which ones it is. So right now, I'm ready to save and see what my results are going to be. Um, and waiting, and here we go. And this is pretty. Yeah, this is very, very interesting because this is, um, you know, I've served in Guy for quite a bit of time, and and encouragement is something that I've discovered over the past few years that clearly is my spiritual gift. So when it shows up to be the number one, one for me, that's pretty encouraging. And I'm a teacher and training a person, and again, that kind of shows up pretty well too. So I have confidence that this inventory, this assessment does a pretty accurate job of citing the things that you're gifted for, and even if you were not sure at the beginning, it does give you some direction, and it does give you some things to think about. It's really fun to be able to look at it. It's really exciting to be able to see this, and most importantly, it's great that through this assessment, you're calling out what God is saying He's intended you to do, and so it's really kind of a really, really, really exciting thing. So I wish you all the best of wishes, and I'm going to be praying for you all as you enter your time in ministry, or you expose your time to ministry, and that you really have a great time with God in the process. And so we'll see you soon.